It was all the way back in March of 2020 when we learned Bucc'ees was coming to Tennessee.
Plenty going on at exit 407. Tonight we're learning more about what Cherokee plans to do with a couple hundred acres in there.
Getting new information today about the exciting new development coming to Sevier County off of exit 407.
Well, now we're learning the new Bucc'ees will come with even more development.
As crews work to flatten a mountain, investors in what they call the 407 announced what they'll build here.
A place with so much living history, you might see moments in history erupt out around you that you get to experience and partake in.
Once we get people on property and they see everything else that we have going here, this will be a premier destination in Sevier County.
Around 11 months ago, we first reported the preliminary plans and groundbreaking at exit 407. Now we have the next big development surrounding the gateway to adventure. I know many of you have been anxiously awaiting the opening of the Big Beaver on the hill. We'll get to that later on. First comes the world's biggest Bucc'ees, and then comes an entire nostalgic entertainment district taking visitors back to the early 1900s. The next phase of the 407 Gateway to Adventure, the newest Smoky Mountain tourist attraction, has begun. Development of Smoky Gap, the planned entertainment district at exit 407 off Interstate 40 in Sevierville near Great Smoky Mountains National Park, broke ground April 11th. Smoky Gap will have an Americana theme centered around Main Street with attractions, restaurants, retail stores, and even a large clock tower. An attraction to be announced later will anchor the entertainment hub. The $250 million immersive experience is owned and operated by Ketowah LLC, a subsidiary of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians LLC. As early as the 1940s, the Eastern Band of Cherokee understood the power of tourism and understood the power of telling our story and understood the power of family and traveling together. Richard Sneed, the principal chief of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians, told reporters during a press event on April 11th. Apparently, most of Cherokee, North Carolina hasn't received that message over the last 20 years. Yeah, that's right. So what do we know so far about the Smoky Gap development? Smoky Gap, the first phase of the 407 Gateway to Adventure, is expected to open in 2025. The 20-acre Smoky Gap district is part of Phase 1 of the 407 project and will feature entertainment, dining, and shopping destinations. Phase 1 began with the construction of the largest Bucc'ees in the world. Other upcoming Phase 1 407 attractions include a Marriott Courtyard Hotel opening in 2025, Smoky Gap, which is what we've been talking about, the entertainment, dining, and retail district opening also in 2025, an immersive experience developed by a European entertainment company, Point of View, and a still-to-be-announced attraction which will anchor the Smoky Gap opening in 2025. From what we understand about Smoky Gap, Point of View, which specializes in storytelling, not rides, will be a great addition to the Smoky Gap area.
This is where guests will dine, sleep, shop, and be entertained. This is where our anchor tenant, Point of View, is in development for its first location in the United States. It promises to be an experience for the ages.
Smoky Gap will also include a living streetscape with lighting and projections, a 30-minute walkthrough option, a speakeasy, and planned events will all create a one-of-a-kind experience. The immersive aspects will change throughout the year, and 407 tenants will create their own programming. Knox News reported yesterday that Bucc'ees, the first 407 destination, is set to open on June 5th. So that's good news to all Buccee fans. But since Knox News had to rescind that report after hearing from a Buccee spokesperson that it has since been delayed to a yet-to-be-announced date. So after our first real opening date, Buccees fans will have to wait yet again. So what will Phase 2 bring? Phase 2 of the immersive 407 project will feature an overnight destination with a premier resort, with Ketowah now being the largest equity holder of Sports Illustrated Resorts. Ketowah CEO Mark Hubble hinted that a sports-themed resort could be coming to the 407 area. So let's dig into this Phase 2 piece. According to Ketowah CEO Mark Hubble, Emmitt Smith, former Dallas Cowboy and NFL Hall of Famer, will be involved in this project, which is a pretty cool announcement for sports fans out there. Personally, I've never liked the Cowboys, but it's cool nonetheless. After a little more digging, we found that Ketowah owns 200 acres on the south side of I-40 and 150 acres on the north side. Thus far, all confirmed additions will be on the south side. So now for some speculation. What if the proposed location for the new Sports Illustrated Resort will land on the north side of the road? The side of the road where the Smokies Stadium currently sits. The Smokies squad is set to relocate to their new home in Knoxville in 2025, right in time for the completion of the Gateways Phase 1. This could set the stage for a huge interactive sports experience, including a buffet of sports-centered attractions and events inside the park with a full-scale Sports Illustrated resort right beside it. This could be another one-of-a-kind destination for the 407. At least that's what I would do if I was in the position of a Ketowah developer. But all of this is not without its challenges, specifically speaking, the traffic.
In just a few months, this area is expected to be packed with people, and as more businesses come into play, there's even more talk of a 408 exit.
We've been working with the city, the county, with TDOT, and with the Federal Highway Administration about the need and the justification for an interchange for nearly 3 years. We're making great progress. Obviously, when Bucc'ees opens, it's going to have a dramatic impact on the area. We're doing everything we can to mitigate that. But the real solution is obviously going to be a new exit that'll service not just our development, but the entire county.
While Phase 1 is projected to bring over 500 new jobs to Sevier County, typically this type of endeavor can take up to a decade from start to finish. Reportedly, the state of Tennessee is working with the feds to expedite the Exit 408 project. However, no amount of expediting will put Exit 408 in place by the time they raise the big beaver sign in the sky. Bucc'ees alone, which is estimated to bring somewhere around 10,000 to 15,000 cars to the exit in the opening weeks, is enough to manifest Armageddon-style traffic. By 2025, when Phase 1 is set to complete, with several businesses that are sure to draw a crowd, we will still not have an Exit 408. From my novice perspective, it seems the Gateway to Adventure's cart has pulled well ahead of the horse. Unfortunately, this isn't a problem that's going to be resolved overnight. So if you're someone that visits the Smokies and you use Exit 407, it may be time to start looking for alternate routes for your Smoky Mountain vacations. And that just doesn't apply for this year or next year, but for the next several years. But if you're looking for a silver lining, maybe, just maybe, the Gateway to Adventure will relieve Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge of some of the congestion that has plagued it for the last several years. Maybe some of the visitors pull into Exit 407 and never come down 66 to Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg in the coming years. Or maybe I'm just hoping against hope. The reality is likely much more grim. Chances are, for somewhere between the next 5 to 10 years, the Exit 407 Gateway to Adventure project is going to snarl traffic and bring extra visitors to the area, which means extra traffic in Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg. So what say you? Are you excited about Bucc'ees and Exit 407 Gateway to Adventure? Is it somewhere that you would make a destination rather than just a stopping point on your way to Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge? One thing is for certain, while most of us don't like new development, I think it definitely changes the conversation that the Eastern Band of the Cherokee are behind this project. We would love to hear your thoughts on that as well. So this about does it for us. As new developments are released, we'll make sure to update you right here on the Smoky Mountain Family. As always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
The principal chief again today said a casino is not in the works at the current time.
If you made it this far, like if you liked it, comment if you're a fan, subscribe if you're feeling it. If not, that's okay too.
Wow.